I want to know what yours is. And I want like the full explanation. I don't just want my word. I want to know like what's the stemming from. I want to know the details of your word. Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, we talk about motherhood, we talk about pregnancy, we do things kind of hippie, kind of eco-friendly, kind of natural, kind of granola. If you're into that, please subscribe. If you're not new here, welcome back. I have an Instagram, Hey Shayla, and a podcast, Hey Shayla. The podcast does so well because it's truly a labor of love. However, it's on a hiatus because I just can't get my life together enough to do it. We did seasons so that I could like take a break, but I think it's been like June, so it's been a while. Can't wait to get back to it. I just have to figure out how to fit it in my schedule here. So today I want to talk to you about goals for 2024. I'm not a big resolutions person. To me, a New Year's resolution sounds like I did something wrong and I'm trying to make up for it, and it just doesn't have like the weight that a goal has. What do I need to figure out this year? I haven't worked out enough. I should work out more. And there's just not that much, like, it doesn't feel good. Goals, however, I love. It's like, where do I want my life to be in a year? In a year! And why? Not just like, well, I should work out more, but like, I want to feel like I have more energy. I want to be able to go run a mile if I want to do it, or do a pull-up or whatever, like just random things more than just like, I want to work out. I was actually looking for a template for goals and I couldn't find one, so I made one myself. So if you need a little kick in the butt, I'll do a 50% off code GOALS2024. That'll be the code, and you can get 50% off my guide. But it goes into finances, it goes into relationship, it goes into just personal goals, goals as a couple if you're in a relationship. I love it. I actually love goals so much that I wanted my anniversary to be halfway through the year so that we could do goals at New Year's and then go over them again halfway through the year. So like every 6 months we're checking in. Maybe I'm psycho, I don't know. Bettering yourself. So I think that therapy is massive when it comes to running your family. If you are struggling inside, it just makes everything else harder because people are relying on you emotionally, physically, all the things. This video is sponsored by BetterHelp because I felt like it was a perfect fit for the new year. It's like the best for moms who need help. Help mentally if you need some help in your relationship with your husband, coming into your motherhood role. There's so many things that are going on. And for me, it's just nice to have someone to talk to about it. You're so busy day to day, just like doing all these things, that when you have a therapist that you can just like give them everything, and you have this one-on-one undivided attention where they're trying to problem solve with you and they're trying to like validate these experiences that you have, because your husband or your partner is often just as busy as you, so they don't always think to be like, wow, that is really hard, how can I help you? So your therapist can say, wow, that is really hard, what do you need that you can ask for? How can we like make this a thing? Sometimes just finding a therapist is like a barrier to entry. So this is super simple. You get on the app, you start filling it out, you get paired with someone. If you don't like them, you get repaired with someone else. It's all FaceTime, so you don't have to like go away. Sometimes I do it in my car just so that I have a little bit of mental space. You can message your therapist if you need to. You can specify if you want a male or female, if there's a certain religion you'd prefer, if you want somebody who specifically works with new moms, which I would highly recommend. So if you think that therapy is something that you would like to incorporate into your life this year, because I know that it has done wonders for me. A lot of times too, when you become a parent, you start to like think about your own childhood, and a lot of that stuff comes up. That's some good stuff to talk to you about with your therapist, because it will make you a better mom. So if you are interested in this, go to betterhelp.com/HeyShayla. I support you. I also love the word of the year. That can be really powerful if you have like a reason behind it. Last year, when I was doing my goals, I found it really hard. I work from home, but I would consider myself a stay-at-home mom. My kids go to daycare like 3 hours a day so that I can get a little bit of work done, and then they're with me all the time, which is what I wanted. But it's hard when you're a stay-at-home mom because your life is less controllable when your children control your life. I just found it really tricky because the years before I was like, I'm gonna 3x my income. I'm gonna do 6 videos a month instead of 4. And it was all about like expansion and doing things more and bigger and whatever. And I just don't feel that way these years. And so I don't want to 10x my income. In fact, if I could do the same this year that I did last year, that would be a massive win, because I'm just finding that in this season of life of motherhood, like when my kids are little, I don't want my priority to be 10xing my income. I want it to be them. So my work has had to take a little bit of a backseat where I've had to like streamline it, which is why the podcast is still on like a huge hiatus. I kind of decided like my 20s were for my travel, my funsies, My 30s are going to be for my children, and then my 40s will be kind of like for getting myself back. I'll start working out more consistently. I'll maybe 10x my business, or whatever. But like I'm giving myself my 30s to just kind of like to be as present as I can. And to me, that was very liberating. I feel like most people think of like, oh, I need to work out, I need to make money, I want a promotion, I want this. And when you're a stay-at-home mom, your promotion, that's not even a thing. You're not gonna get a promotion. And there's no like milestones in motherhood for where you're like, wow, look I did it. Other than your child being like respectful and kind. I don't know. So these were just some ideas that I thought of. Our relationships, that's a huge one. Not only our relationships with our partners, but like relationships with our siblings, with our parents, with our neighbors. Are you the person that's making like a cookie platter and bringing it over to your neighbor's house? Maybe that is something you want to embody. That's also really hard and time consuming when you have little children. But like if you want to be that person, it takes a little bit of effort. It takes a little work. It takes a little practice. Maybe you're literally just pre-made sugar cookies on a pan and spreading some frosting on them and handing them out. But like then you're that person, right? And it feels good. Like I've wanted to be the person that people can rely on. And so when I get a call that's super inconvenient right before bedtime to go help my neighbor, I'm stoked that I'm the one that they called. Working on your relationships is a really big one that's we stay-at-home moms can do that makes a big impact. Okay. Another one is experiences. I would just like go to a new park one day just for something to do. I would go check out a new library just for something to do. We would go to fall festivals. We would go to winter festivals. We would go to just go do experiences. And that's so great because it gets you out of the house. It gets you doing something new. Your kids are involved. Your health. Let's make good food. Let's buy good food. Let's be conscious about the food that we're bringing into our home and the conscious of the food that we're putting into our bodies. Just health. I've also done before like a new one for each month. So like 1 month I do a 30 days of like no spend. 1 month, 30 days of 30 miles. So however you've configured that, like maybe 3 miles in one day, 1 mile in another, half mile another day, but you get 30 in the 30 days. And so you kind of like make different goals for each month just to keep it fresh. Instead of making a goal about making more money, you make a goal about spending less money, right? If you can't control how much money is coming in, you definitely can control how much money is going out. So think about that. Maybe you want to learn a new skill. Learn how to knit or make sourdough or watercolor paint. Just like coming up with a new skill. I think that's kind of a fun one because it gives us our brains something else to do, not on our phones. Or maybe you just want to slow down a little bit. Maybe you want to do less things and you want to spend more time at home. Maybe you want to have your kids get in the practice of coloring instead of watching TV. Maybe you are a working mom and you want a promotion and that's your goal. I just wanted to give you some different ideas for what goals can be. It doesn't always have to be working out, eating well, money. I think relationships is a great one. I think skills are a great one. I'm gonna tell you about mine. In 2022, my word was expenses. Be freaking careful what you ask for. So up until 2022, I was a single woman show. I did everything in my business, all of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm plateauing. It's scary to spend money because I do everything, but I'm at the point where I need to start paying people to do things for me and just hope that it works itself out, that I'm not just like cutting my income in half. So I hired an editor. I hired an accountant. Both of those things are very expensive. An agent to help me get brand deals. And I bought a really expensive course to help basically figure out how to make more money in this industry. Was not worth it for me. The other three, very worth it. And I still pay for all of them today. That was a very expensive year, but I needed to get out of the mindset of like, no, I am not just gonna, I can do it all. I can do it all because I couldn't. And getting that help has helped me so much and just freeing up some time. I looked back because I couldn't even remember my 2023 word. So that's how impactful that was. It was organized. And I know where that was coming from. It was just, I felt like I wanted to get organized and better plan my meals, better organize my house. Organized seemed like the word, but I don't think there was enough structure behind it, so it didn't stick. This year, my word is minimize and simplify. We're talking spending and buying. That's like my major focus. I want to maintain my income, but drastically decrease my spending. And I would say that I don't spend a crazy amount of money, but apparently I do. I just want to like, no. This is gonna be a very tight year because we've been spending so much money on our house. We just bought a hot tub. We put a patio and a thing on the back door because we wanted to use our outdoor space. I've loved everything that we've done. We've finished the basement, we've finished the upstairs. We've done so much. We just got the pipe from the house to the road fixed. Something that you can't see except for that my front yard is now dirt instead of grass, but it kept clogging up and so they just replaced the pipe. That was quoted anywhere between $6,000 and $12,000. So there were a lot of house expenses this year. Pretty much wrapped up with the house thing as far as like big expenses expenses go. Now, this year, savings. The profit margin of our household income and expenses. Well, I want it to be high and I want that all to go to savings. That's like my main priority this year. So here we go. Before I owned a house, before I rented a house, I was traveling. I lived on $1,500 a month. That was it. I didn't need any more. I didn't need any less. That was perfect. And I was just traveling, living all over the world, and it was amazing. To have the expenses that I have now is just mind boggling. So I'm like, okay, we've got 3 subscriptions to like Disney Plus and Netflix and Amazon. Do we need 3? No. Which one do we give up? Well, Amazon is Amazon. We're going to keep that. Netflix, we watch Netflix, and Disney, the girls watch Disney. Do we give up Disney? But all the subscriptions to like your hair care or like vitamins or things on Amazon, like I need to go through all the subscriptions. So my thing when I was traveling was gas and groceries. That's it. That's all you need. Spend your money on gas, spend your money on groceries. That's it. Groceries right now? I feel like I bring home 3 bags from Target and it's like $200. And I'm like, how? So that's really stressful. I also don't plan meals very well. Now, obviously, you have car payments and house payments and payments and bills and blah, blah, blah. But gas, groceries, and then for me, business expenses. Holy business expenses. And they're all like email subscriptions, so I can send emails to everybody. I have a platform that puts all the podcasts out on all the platforms. If I cancel that, my podcast goes away. Canva, so that I can make thumbnails and stuff like that. Extra storage, so that I can send stuff back and forth to the editor. Like, there's so many expenses. There's just a lot. But also with minimizing and simplifying, I want to get rid of all the busy work, all the stuff that doesn't matter. Instagram is really teetering on that edge right there. I'm like, do I need this? Or does it just suck the life out of me and my time? I don't know. So just figuring out that, like, what is the vital work that needs to be done? And then simplifying and minimizing is decluttering. Holy crap, do I feel like I am drowning in things, especially after Christmas. I have a friend who has a decluttering guide. I'll put a link to that in the description. I'm gonna buy her guide and I'm gonna go through my house and just like try and minimize, because you waste so much time managing things when you have a lot of things. And I have a lot of things. And I don't want a lot of things. I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. If you haven't noticed, you'll see like the same shirts in all my videos because I just don't care. Or I've been pregnant or breastfeeding and I just don't want to buy new shirts during that time. So I don't spend a lot on clothes. I don't spend a lot on my kids' clothes. So we buy a lot of health related things like good foods, which are more expensive than like processed foods. We spend money on air filters. We spend money on water filters. We spend money on cleaning products like quality toothpaste or just like stuff like that. Some things that I'm going to ask myself when I want to purchase something is, do I already have this? Yesterday, I wanted to buy a mat, like a kitchen mat from Target. It was cute, but it was also like, it wouldn't slide around. Ours slides around all the time. It's really annoying, but I have one. So no, I don't need to buy a kitchen mat because I have one. And that's kind of like the mindset that I need to be in. I don't need to replace something in my home that I have. Even if it's annoying that it slides around, I'm gonna be just fine if it slides around. I'm gonna take that $30 that I was gonna spend on that rug and just keep it, and hopefully it'll end up in my savings. So just like really scrutinizing the things that I purchase to make sure that I need them. Then I can take that money and put it in my savings, because that's the goal of this year. Simplify and minimize. Minimize the stuff in my house, minimize the extra busy work that I'm doing, minimize my spending. I want to know what yours is. And I want like the full explanation. I don't just want, my word is simplify and minimize. I want to know like what's the stemming from. I want to know the details of your word. So if you need therapy, betterhelp.com/Shayla. Go get yourself some therapy. You will not regret it. It is a crazy good investment. Your mental health, money well spent. I'm talking about saving money. That is money well spent. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy 2024. Bye. Mwah.